89 on up, homies, the show where you gon' get Cali history. It's told with respect and dignity. Spoken by Jihad so vividly. He's taking over the industry, giving y'all some download imagery. Damn you, if you ain't hitting them likes, come on, subscribe. Check out the channel and the bet that will make you decide to tune in every chance you get. It's lit, and some of y'all can learn a bit from this gangster shit.
YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto, if you can, after the story, go over there, hit us with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let us know we kicking our stuff. I want to thank the homeboy G League Deuce for the intro from the legendary Mental historical hip-hop album, Banging on Wax. You can reach him on Instagram at Solid from Day One. YouTube, welcome back to another segment of 89 on up. I got a hell of a one today that I'm gonna be collaborating with a general out our community area, a OG, a mentor, a friend, a big homie, in all. And today's topic is about MAN, Inglewood CMG 10-4 boys. LD the general. In your time in Inglewood, have you ever ran across G MAN from Inglewood Crenshaw Mafia in your time running the streets?
Man, look here. First of all, let me say this, man. It's always a privilege, man, and an honor, man, when you bring me on this channel, to explore my experiences, man, And when you have me on this channel, man, you be calling for the history of different things and different people, man. And today, when you mention MAN, man, I told you, MAN passed away, man. And MAN was one of my day one dudes, man. When you said when he passed away, even though I haven't seen MAN in I don't know, man, it's probably been, at least 30 years, man, because I've been getting out of prison most of my life, right? So, but I can never forget MAN because he was my day one dude, man. When we talk about, when you mention MAN passed away, it's a ringtone of the vibration of my heart, bro. Just because he's one of my loved ones from my day one history, man. My day one history. And I'm talking about 1979, bro. I'm talking about my history with MAN. When I say day one, when he's one of my day one dudes, we talking about 1979, 1980, 1981, 1982. So, in those years, in 1979, we all used to go to school together, continuation, man. MAN was out of the first fold of the Morningside families, and it was the same group of dudes that just changed their name to Crenshaw Mafia, right? And when I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about Kenny Boy. When I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about Eastside Earl. When I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about Sugar Bear. When I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about Mafia Joe. When I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about Big Grants. When I think about MAN, I can't think about MAN without thinking about the homegirl, and she's very dear to me, Miss Christina Jackson. So, anybody else that forgive me if I've left out anyone, but I'm saying, and I can't think about MAN without thinking about Kenny Bear, Big KB. You know, these were the first four Crenshaw Mafias, man. You know, and these are my day one dudes that I ran with 1979, 1980. These were my friends, bro. You know, and so when you mentioned Madman to me, my first expression was like, damn, man. I said, that was my nigga, man. That was my dude, bro. I could tell you certain things about Madman in his being in our first days, man, what kind of person he was. He was a good friend, devoted homie, you know, and he was a righteous dude, man. I mean, he wasn't no foul dude. That's just his breed, you know. His breed, he was a good dude, man. You know, his breed that he was a righteous homie, man. You know, so yeah, man, you know, and when 1982 came, that's when I first started going to prison, going to jail, man. So I don't know what his life entailed after that, you know. But I know that, see, a lot of people can't speak about those times, right? And even those people that are into the Crenshaw Mafia fold now, or came about in 1983, 1984. I'm talking about from 1979, 1980, 1981, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a lot of one-side family back then, bro. It was like maybe 6, 7, 8 cats, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that was starting this whole movement, bro. You know what I'm saying? Consisted of one-side family gang and Crenshaw Mafia. It was a small group at first. It grew as time went on. But these group of dudes that I just mentioned to you, man, this was the central and this was the circle, man, right here. You know what I'm saying? Of 79, 80, 81, bro. You know, and we all, you know, my time and my history and my walk with them, man. You know, and Madman was a part of it. He was one of them, man. You know, so when I hear that he passed away, man, you know, it's a vibration. It's a vibration that rings in my heart. I felt that when you said Madman passed away. I felt that. I said, damn, man. Madman, man. Yeah, you know, so, and it's nothing but compassion, you know, compassion, man, that I feel in my heart, man. I pray for his family, man, for the comfort of God, you know, to be upon his family. I want his family to know that, as far as when I knew him growing up in my younger days, he was a good person, bro. And so, I just want, you know, my prayers, man, to be upon his family. You know, I don't know how many children he had. I don't know if he was married or not. I don't know any of those things, right? But, you know, I do want to say to his family, you know, that I'm one of his friends. I'm one of his real friends, you know. And so I pray for him. I pray for the strength for God to provide him to endure his trial. And I'm so sorry that he has passed away. I don't know any of his circumstances. All I know is God called him home. And I pray that God opens up the gates and allows him into the kingdom of his heaven. I've already went into prayer. As soon as you told me, I went into deep prayer, you know, asking God to forgive me for anything, and to please, you know, place him gently into the kingdom of his heaven. So, yeah, man, you know, so like I said, man,
One more thing I want you to weigh in on, if not if, but what would you think about the homeboy feelings towards this tribute we giving out to him?
Oh man, he's smiling, bro. especially hearing my voice, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't seen me in so long, right? And you know, it would bring, man. I believe that, man, it would bring so much. I don't know, man. I believe that it would really hit him. It would really weigh on him, man. It would really touch his heart just to hear my voice and me saying these things about him in my memory. You know, because these are cherished memories. Your first day one dudes, man. You know, those times that you experience with your day one dudes, man. You know, and it might be, when you talk about MAN, we talk about Crenshaw Mafia. I have many day one dudes. You know what I'm saying? But this group right here, you know, I had a extreme amount of love for them, and they had an extreme amount of love for me. So if Madman, and I know he's looking down on us, because that's how, you know, to be absent in the body, to be present with the Lord, you know, and I've had countless conversations with people that had near-death experiences, that had death experiences, have died and came back, right? And I asked them, you know, and I just listened to their experiences when they said they were gone, and I say all this to say that when they were pronounced, you know, deceased, they told me, countless people have told me, you know, how the spirit of them, their eyes looking down, they can look down and see what's going on. They can see what people are doing, you know what I'm saying, as people are receiving the news of their departure, of the certain, you know, yeah, you know, so when I say that he's looking down on us right now, I believe that this would touch his heart in a real deep way. I would even think, man, that he would probably shed a tear, man, of knowing just what he meant to me, and me sharing my cherished memory of him, because that's what it is. It's a cherished memory of him. You know, when I say that you mentioned, Madman, and it was a vibration in my heart,
right?
I mean just that.
Yeah.
I mean just that. It was a vibration in my heart. That was one of my day one dudes. So he meant something to me. He was a cherished loved one, you know. And you know, you just can never forget those times with those that you came up with like that. So yeah, I think he would think the world of it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
On us closing out with this, man, what would you say in condolence to the homies from the bottoms, Crenshaw Mafia, for the loss of a solid homeboy, Madman?
And when Madman was, I would say to the senior gang, especially those that are all my day one dudes that I've mentioned, you know, all of them in his age group, and just, you know, to the Mafia that he shares his time and his life with, you know. I would say that, hey man, you know, cherish his memory, you know that I haven't forgotten you, each and every one of you, and you know, just know that the Lord has gently placed his hands on his soul and carried him to heaven, you know, and just cherish his memory, man, because Madman was one of a kind, man, and he was who he was to all of us. So yeah, that's what I would say.
YouTube, what it do, loved ones? Collaborating with the general, the OG homeboy, the big bro, the the whole everything, homie. My nigga, LD. And this segment was on the big homie, the OG homie, MAN, Inglewood, Bottomville, Crenshaw Mafia. And like I said, dog, us living this lifestyle that we once thought was all that, we put hell of an impacts on one another, homie. You know, we build relationships and bonds, homie. This was an illness, homie, that we put over our family. We put over everybody. We valued us that was on the streets, homie. Us that had something in common, homie, no matter what the age difference was off of this shit, homie. And like the big homeboy said, you can't think about MADD without thinking about MADD loyalty, contribution, his judgmentation upon the motherfucker. That was one big homie. No matter how another motherfucker viewed you, he was gonna view you how he viewed you on his grounds, homie. And he was gonna keep it real with you, whether you like how he was gonna send it or what. Like I said, homie, in my time coming up, I heard of a lot of dudes' names, homie, because I started off pretty young. And MADD was a name I heard from certain G homeboys that go back to his age group. Because a gang of the homies come up under the CMG with a P era of the camaraderie that them dudes of that age group in the late 70s and the 70s times, how they was doing it, how they collaboration was functioning. So I heard about a lot of these certain dudes, homie. But I myself personally got a chance to meet the big homeboy, the OG homie, MADD. I met him in Los Angeles, MAN Central County Jail, homie. And at this time, I'm up in there fighting a case, young. You know, you be fighting them cases, homie. You know, some days better than the others. Some days you feel like this, some days you feel like that. So I meet the homie on the grounds of running through the LA MAN Central County Jail main line, homie. And what really drew me to the big homie and knew he was down and solid is when I went up against a Crip, homie, for saying I don't give a fuck about him and talking shit in my youthful time. Oh, they didn't smash us, so a nigga feel like it's his turn sometime. So anyway, homie, I wind up taking a fade, MAN Central County Jail main line, homie. And I take a fade with a rip, thunder up, homie. Boom, 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 boom. And damn near get the shit knocked out of me, homie. And being a solid big homie that the big homie was, homie, he intervened, homie. He stepped in and intervened, homie. Cause I was man down, homie. Wind gone up out of me. Couldn't even really chop it up, talk. And due to technical difficulties at that time in the 90s, the homie could have said, screw me. But due to his Damu and his loyalty to this shit, the homie intervened, homie. And from there, I became his little nigga, homie. He'll see me in the hood, see me in the streets, be like, what's up, little nigga? Motherfuckers know how the big homie walk. He'll be off some drink and be like, what's up, my little nigga? And I don't know if he told motherfuckers, oh man, I saved that nigga from getting the shit knocked out of him and woo, woo, woo. But the nigga did get down. You know, he can't take nothing from me, but he did save a motherfucker, homie, on the battleground. And that drew my connection to the G homie, dog. Then I also had the time, I think again, me in Central County Jail, to run across him again up in there. Think either in the module or the main line, one of them two. We used to go to court together and all that shit. Then the times after that, it was all on the streets. You know, we all kind of start, you know, moving a certain type of different way and, you know, saving ourselves a little bit more. So like I said, shout out to the G homeboy, OG Madman, Bottomville, Crenshaw Mafia. 89 on up, G stuff, not ye stuff, homie. We gonna keep sending it, homie. Like I said, dog, it was always a pleasure when I ran across the big homie. It was like a bond, homie, that niggas wouldn't understand, homie. But like I said, every time I seen him, he'd get at, what's up, my little nigga? And look me in my eyes. Be serious than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He always asked me, how you doing? How you feeling? As I started getting older and developing different, he started seeing my character more. He started getting at me on a different level more, you know, tapping in with my mind. A lot of big homies from nowadays era or certain big homies, they won't really ask you how you feeling, where your mind at, how you condition, what's going on with you. This was another big homie from another turf tapping in with me like this, homie. So this was another reason why I wanted to serve it and get a homie his respect and homage for his contribution to this lifestyle we live on the platform channel, 89 on up. I want to shout out the big homeboy family, all his loved ones, kids if he got children. And I want to send my love to the homies from Inglewood, Bottomsville, homie. Y'all already know what it do, homie. Love and respect, Inglewood. Salute. We're gonna keep sending it, homie. Some of these topics, like I said, homie, they send us in different modes, bring out different emotions in us when we send it, homie. Salute and shout out to everybody that's still supporting and rocking with the channel. 89 on up. Man, we love you, big homie. CMs.
On up, homies, the show where you gon' get county history. It's told with respect and dignity. Spoken by G-Half so vividly. He's taking over the industry, giving y'all some download imagery. Damn you, if you ain't hitting them likes, come on, subscribe. Check out the channel and I bet it will make you decide to tune in every chance you get. It's lit, and some of y'all can learn a bit from this gangster shit.
YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto, if you can, after the story, go over there, hit us with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let us know we kicking our stuff.